All right. Oh, you tried to match me?
I really did.
Yeah, you did. You tried to match me, guys. Thanks for tuning in. So, we are ready for this week's episode. We have a few questions here.
Oh boy.
What made you want to match your wife?
First question.
All right. Okay, here, pick one. First question.
Oh, you couldn't pull one out of this and put it on me.
What's the question? Read the question.
What are you looking forward to the most in the next year?
Oh gosh, that's everything. Growth, development, this channel. I'm looking forward to a lot of things. It's not just one thing. I think this is going to be a great year. It started off to be a great year, and it's just going to even be better. So I look forward to being stronger. I look forward to, I'm talking about physically, mentally, financially, everything. I feel like there's just so many good things going on for us and our family that I kind of want to continue that. And I want to say that even for me, I've evolved in what I am learning and understanding with the world. So I am becoming even more mature each day because I'm trying to make sure I take lessons from everything that happens. So I'm looking forward to all of that and continued growth. What about you?
What am I most looking forward to? I think it's just the focus in on basically the things that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. It's just really streamlining it more, getting less clutter. Okay. If there's one thing we have when it comes to clothing and things like that is clutter. So I think it's the declutterization.
I don't call it clutter.
It's just the streamlining of life, just cutting out all the extra unnecessary nonsense and just get to where we need to be. Focused on what we need to be focused on.
Okay, declutter. I do want to declutter though. I am working on decluttering even in the home and stuff like that. But that's your stuff. Your stuff.
It's me.
Yeah, but I am working. Like I usually bulk shop and do bulk groceries. I don't want to do that anymore. Because I usually but when there's a sale, I usually try to get a good deal on a sale. And so I'll buy multiple of the same items. But what happens is it's in the freezer, then I can't find it. And then when I'm ready to cook, I'm not going to dig for it. So I just go get something else or buy something else, or we eat something we don't really like. So at the end of the day, we don't really get the benefit of that sale. Right. So, and I'm tired of looking for stuff. Like, what do we want? French fries the other day. And it was like, I don't feel like digging through the fridge and the freezer. And then I wanted to do some ribs. I know we have ribs in there. The question
so
is
far
where?
At the bottom of the freezer that it's
so lesson to you guys: do not get the deep freezers anymore. No. That you have to pile everything on. It is better to get a freezer that you open and you can look on each shelf to see what is in there. But the deep freezers that you have to pile everything in, and I'm never doing that again. Never. So I don't like that.
No.
Okay, that's a good one.
That was good. It was painless. Well, you're struggling. You got it?
Got it. This one is about couples. Oh, what does freedom mean to you?
Oh, we've discussed this 100 times. Freedom to me is control.
Okay, yeah.
That's what freedom is. Freedom is control. It's less about money, because I know people who have millions of dollars, and those millions have become a present for them because they have to recreate that magic every year, multiple times, and there's so many people depending on them,
Or so many people own that magic. I don't mean to cut you off, but you made me think of Wendy Williams.
Yeah,
people own her.
Or even like with Whitney Houston, like you see her at the end of her life, she was going out on tour just to keep the lights on, keep everybody money in their pockets to pay her father. Sometimes that money can become a prison. So to me, it's control, and control is more based on being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it within reason to your circumstances. You know what I mean? You aren't really beholden to anyone at all. You can make the decisions you want to make and go in the directions you want to go within reason. You don't want to be ridiculous, but that's to me what it's more about. That's more about being rich than anything else. Is the control.
I agree with that, and that's the same thing for me. So we're pretty much in sync with most of our thoughts because we talk about these things all the time, and we urge you couples to talk, communicate, connect. You know, that's our word, communication and connect. But we urge you to talk because then you'll know what your partner is thinking. Your partner will know what you're thinking, and then you'll make sure that you guys are vibing in on the same page with whatever you're doing. So, like Kel just said, we talked about freedom, and we talked about the fact that we want freedom, not necessarily to be rich, but we don't want anyone to hold us. We want to be able to do what we want to do when we want to do and not have anyone feel like they own us or that we have to do something just to get by or just to wake up the next day. We want to have freedom of our personal lives, of our financial situations, freedom to do what we want to do with our children. Even when you talk about freedom, even vaccines, for some of you guys that believe or don't believe in it, I feel like I should have the freedom to do whatever I decide to do. And I do believe in vaccines. So that's just my thought. But whatever I decide to do, if I don't want to get 5 of them, that's different. But maybe I believe in it and I want to follow my own belief on the vaccines and make sure that I get it when it's appropriate for me and my family.
Right.
So, you know, freedom is so many things. Freedom to educate yourself, freedom to share your beliefs, freedom to talk to people without people judging you.
Right.
That's the other thing too. Sometimes you share an idea or share your thought and your thought is different from someone else's thought, but it doesn't mean that person is wrong. It doesn't even mean that you're wrong. You are just sharing healthy ideas together, healthy thoughts, and having discussions with one another. And to me, that cultivates growth as well.
100%. So yeah, if I could encourage people to do anything, is stop looking less toward the money and look more toward the control. You know what I mean? The control will cause some of those things to fall into place, but control is the gateway to being wealthy or rich or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and wealthy and rich does not only mean how much money you have in your bank account, because some people are rich, wealthy, whatever you want to, we think they're rich. Actually, let me take it back because they're not rich. Some people have a lot of money in their bank account and they're poor as far as life and in love and in health. And they have nothing. They feel they have nothing, which is why there are some people, you look at them and you hear that they committed suicide. When I see certain people, I'm like, you committed suicide? When I look at your life, I think you have it all.
Right.
Like, oh my goodness. And I'm only looking, unfortunately, I'm only looking at money because that's what I see. When you see that, there's this image that they have everything, but that's not necessarily the case. Right? So, just so many different things and so many thoughts with that as well.
Yeah. But control's the way. Get control. You'll be happy.
Control.
Yeah.
How's the song go?
I have no idea.
Who sings that? Is it like a new edition or Control?
It's Janet Jackson.
Oh, Control! Janet Jackson! I had to go way back. Cobwebs. I had to go way back. It is Janet Jackson. So now play Janet Jackson's song. Control. Yeah. I don't know why I got new edition in my head.
New edition.
Telling you, Control. No. Well, you act like you didn't know what song it was. You knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yes.
Control. That's when she had the black album, right? She was all in. It was a black album, and she was in there.
She had the black outfit on, and she was dancing all like this. That stuff with the wrestling shoes on. Yeah, I remember. Yep.
Wrestling shoes, okay.
Yeah.
But if you guys have any questions for us, let us know. And then, I ask you and have a conversation with your partner. What does freedom mean to you? What does freedom mean for you in your life? What does freedom mean for you in your relationship? What does freedom mean for you financially? What does freedom mean for you in your career? Talk about that. Think about that. Think about what it means to you and maybe have a conversation with your partner, and your partner can then in turn have a conversation with you as well, and you can discuss things and learn more and understand more about one another. That's why, again, these cards and the things that we're doing, my husband and I feel like these past few weeks that we've been doing this, we've had a greater connection and even a deeper understanding, because what this proves is that we truly are pretty much connected, and we pretty much have the same thoughts, and we've already shared a lot of these things. Most things are not a surprise per se.
No.
You know, and I think, again, that's the key to a successful relationship. And we want to show you some of the strategies and some of the methods and things that we have implemented and put in place for us to have a successful relationship. And that is what we want for you and for your partner, your significant other, for you to have a successful relationship as well. So if you have any questions, if there's anything that you want to ask me as a woman, how I've dealt with certain things, not that you've done anything for me to deal with, but how I've dealt with certain things, how I've handled certain situations, how do I go about it? You know, you can ask me and I'll give you some of my methods and some of the things that I've done. And then you can also ask my husband, how did he get so lucky? Right? Question.
No, but the good thing is, like, well, with all those things she said that you discussed, it's also, once you discuss them, you're going to have to work out a plan. Because when it comes to the job, you're going to start to understand, well, wow, we're not in control of that. We're not in control of this. And you working together as a team to gain that control, to get that freedom, is how you draw closer to one another. And the mission becomes a one thing. You become one in that mission. So that discussion on getting control is definitely a good key to bringing you closer.
Why don't you talk about with the job, though? You said with the job that you don't really necessarily have control, but you want to control. What do you mean by that? When you say you don't really have control, but you do, but you want to have some control?
No, well, I mean by the job having control is if you decide, okay, this is the direction I want to go in, this isn't what I want to do, you know, do you have the freedom to switch directions? You don't. You know what I mean? And gaining that level of control is important, because there's happiness in there.
Right,
you know what I mean? And being somewhere and doing something that you really resent or you're really unhappy, that's not control. So finding something that you're maybe not overly happy with, because I'm not going to be all way too happy.
Well, I like my job.
I know you like your job.
I like my job.
Yeah, and so in finding those keys to becoming whole, because those are missing pieces when you're not joined in that. You know what I mean? You have to be happy with what you're waking up and doing every morning. She has to be happy with what she's waking up and doing every morning. And if there's a problem there, then you have to get control.
That's true. But I do have to have, because I don't want to be a hypocrite with some of the things that we're talking about with you, and I want to be truthful and honest. I do have a situation where I do love my job, but my job does require a lot of additional hours. It takes up a lot of time. And so I don't want to become resentful or anything like that. So I've had to figure out, this is where my husband is talking, and this is what he was touching on, where he says, you don't have control, but you can control the situation. So where you don't have control is I work for a company and I have to do basically what they tell me to do in the role, right? I have to perform well for them. But how do I control that I can stay happy and I can control that narrative that I'm doing something for my job, but still doing something for myself? And one of those things is time management.
Right.
So I'm in a situation where it requires a lot of hours. So what I do is when I go in, I really, really, really try to work hard at staying focused. Right. Having my plan for the day. I am a list person, so I write things out and I really try to stick to that list. I mean, sometimes things happen and you have to deviate from that, but it's important that you do time management. You prioritize. What is the most important thing for me today? What do I have to get accomplished today? What can be pushed off for tomorrow? And then you have to be careful, because not everything not everything. Only so much can be pushed off to tomorrow, right? To the next day. So you have to figure out ways. And, me, I talk to my team, let them know, you guys, I'm here. Not that I'm antisocial or anything like that, but I put in some music, listen to it so that I can kind of tune out some of that additional extra noise. A lot of people feel like being in an office setting with multiple people around you is healthy and that promotes growth and so forth. For me, that is not my ideal situation. Right. We have said that we would respect people for who they are and understand that people are unique and people are different. So I am unique and I am different in the sense that I don't like that situation. I can work with the team, but I like to work in an enclosed space. I do. Right. It could be a small space. I don't care because I want to zone in and I want to focus. And I think that helps me focus. I don't actually even want a big room. Right. I don't want a big office. That's too much. Don't give me a couch and windows and all that. Right. You put me in a box and I do what I have to do. Right. And I feel better. And then when I get to a certain point, I come out and collaborate. Then when I'm done, I go back to my box so I can figure out things that I need to come out and collaborate on again. So, just talking about that. So that's what my husband was saying. And same thing for him. He has, he works. And it's how can he control that situation? Yeah. Oh, yeah. What can he do to make sure that he's successful at his job and what he does so that he can still provide for his family and, take care of us at home and take care of the things that we need to because we have to pay our bills, right? Yeah. We have to eat. We have to have light. We have to have a home or some kind of shelter over our heads. And
we don't have to have gas no more.
We don't have to have gas no more. There's another segment. We don't have to have gas no more. So that has helped out too financially. Yeah. So we've controlled that. I was complaining about the prices of gas. They out of control.
No more.
I don't have to complain. I don't have to worry about it because I was getting real tight, filling up, paying all this money for gas, getting nowhere, going to that dirty gas station, the dirty pump, and all of that, and filling up. And I would be counting. Oh my gosh, $70 to fill my car this week. $70, and then again, what do? You got control.
You got to get control.
I don't want to do that no more.
We don't do that no more.
I still got to depend on something. A vehicle, right?
Yeah. But we handle it. So go get your control.
Get your control. Thanks, Elon. Do you like Elon?
Elon's good with me for now.
He's good
with me for now. Come about another 5 years. Let me see where we at.
We'll see what's next. Okay, well, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode with Jules and Kels, the couple that gels. Thank you for tuning in, and again, give us your feedback, ask us your questions, and we'll do our best to answer you. So drop those in the comments, and we'll respond accordingly. Thank you. Have a good one, everyone.
Later.
Bye.